Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Pescara. Another very beautiful Monday morning, and once again, we are back with our predictions as usual. All right, we always look at football matches that are going on across the globe and look into these matches and select a few of them, that we look into deeply, and then after analyzing, we bring it forward for you. That's what we do on a daily basis. All right, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. And also, yesterday's game we did so very well. In both our VIP games and the free ones, all of them came out successful yesterday. And I will urge you to join that VIP group. It's actually meant for some these games, about 2 or 3 games that are so short that it's going to almost 100% certain that it's going to yield. All right, so it don't take you much. Just click the description. On the description, you see the link that will take you to our VIP group. Do not miss out on that. All right. Also, remember to subscribe if you are coming across our video for the first time, and subscribe so that you always get notified each time we put up videos on a daily basis. All right. That being said, we head to the business of today. Okay. Today we have first match which happening to be in Italian Serie C. It is a Serie C playoff. We have Ternana who will be coming up against Pescara. All right, and when you look at the stats of each of these matches, you see that Ternana, they've won 3 games and 2 draws in the last 6 matches. Also, they've lost 1. And away side, winning 4 matches. Pescara winning 4 matches and a draw. Also losing 1 in the last 6 games that they had so far. All right, when you look at how these 2 teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that playing from home at Ternana, the home side, have done very well, winning 8 matches in the last 7 home games. They've also had a draw as well as 1 loss. And away side, Pescara, on the other hand, have done very well as well, winning 7 games in the last 10 away games. They've also had 1 draw as well as 2 losses. All right, and when you look closely, also for Pescara, they've been scoring a lot of goals lately. The last 2 away games, they have started scoring 4 goals in those 2 away games. And Ternana also in the last 3 home matches, they have scored 2 goals at least in the last 3 home games that they had. So on head-to-head basis, it was a 0-0 last time they met, which was last year. But in this very one, we are going by the recent trend. We expect to see a minimum of 2 goals in this very encounter. It is an over 1.5. That's all value for that very encounter. And the next start that we have for you today is in the Romania playoffs. Again, what we have a Slobozia will be up against Voluntari. Okay, we know that Slobozia and Voluntari also played last week in the first leg of this very tie. It was Voluntari who won that occasion by 2-1, and that is the second leg of this very tie. And Slobozia playing from home now, and we could see that in the last 6 matches for Slobozia, it is 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses. And away side Voluntari, it is 4 wins and 2 draws. They've not lost a single match in the last 6 matches that they have so far. All right, when you look at how the 2 teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that Slobozia, the home side, have actually had 3 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 4 draws as well as 3 losses. And away side, Voluntari, on the other hand, playing from away, have won 2 games from away. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 5 matches in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. All right. And on head-to-head basis, it was Voluntari who have actually won against this very side. The last 3 meetings that we have here, have seen Voluntari winning each time. So in this one, we expect the Voluntari to not lose, their away side to not lose here. We expect to see away side either winning or draw, and yet under 4.5. Away to win or draw and under 4. That's what value for that very encounter. All right, the next start that we have for you today is in Sweden, Division 1 North, where we have Gefle who will be up against Arlanda. Okay, for Gefle, the home side, it is 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 or 7 encounters. And away side, Arlanda, winning 2 games and 2 draws as well, also having 2 losses. All right, when you look at how the 2 teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that Gefle have actually been able to manage 3 victories and 2 draws, but have lost 5 matches out of the last 10 home matches that they have. And away side, on the other hand, Arlanda winning 6 games as well as 1 draw, but they've also lost 3 matches. In the last 10 away matches that they have so far. They've been doing so very well, until recent time when they lost out to Hanenge and cast out goal from away. All right, on head-to-head basis, there are no records for head-to-head, results between the 2 sides, but we know that Arlanda have been doing so very well, prior to the last 2 away games. We saw them, scoring lots of goals from away. But in this very one, we are giving it to goals. We expect to see a minimum of 2 goals appearing in this very encounter. It is another 1.5. That's our value for that very encounter. All right, and that takes us to the next for today. Also in the Swedish Division 1 North, we'll have Sollentuna who will be coming up against Hanenge. Okay, for Sollentuna, it is one goal, one win and one draw in the last 6 matches, and also four losses out of the last 6 games that they had. The home side. And the away side, on the other hand, Hanenge have been able to achieve 2 victories and a draw, but have also lost 3 games in the last 6 encounters. When you look at how these teams have fared from home and away basis, you can see that the home side at Sollentuna haven't done so very well from home. They've only had 2 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches, but have also lost 6 games. As a matter of fact, the last 6 home games that they had, so they're losing all 6 home games. That tells you that this side have been very, very poor, even when playing from home. All right, the away side, Hanenji have been able to achieve, 5 victories and 2 draws, but have also had 3 losses out of the last 10 away matches that they have so far. Okay, and also what you have mentioned is the fact that the last 4 home games for Hanenji, 4 away games for Hanenji, the away side have actually produced over 2.5, and the away side, Sollentuna also have been scoring, averaging 2 goals per home match. All right, and the last on head-to-head basis, you will see that the last 6 meetings between the two sides, the record that we have in here produce over 2.5 each time both teams met. So in this very one, we are definitely expecting to see a lot of goals here, and it is a minimum of 3 goals to appear in this very encounter. On over 2.5, that's what value for that very encounter. All right, the next which will be the last for today is in the Finland Waikonen division, where we have Lahti who will be up against the Japs. Okay, for Lahti, in the last 6, we'll see 4 victories and a draw, and also 1 loss in the last 6 encounters for Lahti. And the away side, Japs have managed 1 win and 3 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how these two teams fared from home and away base, you can see that Lahti, the home side, have actually done so very well from home, winning 8 matches in the last 10 home matches. They've also had a draw as well as a loss. And the away side, Japs have managed 3 victories and 1 draw in the last 10 away games, but have also lost 6 matches. All right, and we know that Lahti have been doing so very well in the last 8 home matches. I've seen Lahti winning all 8 home games that they have so far. That tells you a lot about this very side. They do so very well when playing from home, Lahti. Okay, and when you look at goal scoring between the two sides, you see that Lahti, the last home game they had, produced over 2.5, 5 goals, 5 goals to 3. They won against Kappa on that very occasion, and and the away side also the last game for the away side produced over 2.5. It was HJK who won against Japs on that occasion by 2 goals to 1. So on head-to-head basis, also the last meeting was in December of last year, and we saw a Lahti beating Japs by 3 goals to 0 on that very occasion. So we do expect to see the same thing playing out here, and we expect to see a minimum of 3 goals in this very encounter. It is an over 2.5. That's all value for that very encounter. And that will bring our predictions today to conclusion. Wish you the very best of luck and hope that you get goals going. Remember to join our VIP group for the big VIP games, which will be coming up very soon. And also subscribe if you have not done that. So tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Till that time, keep winning.